Hi guys, welcome to the brand new episode of Passing the Crown with me, Shaka Khan, and I've got the most fantastic two guests here today to talk all things health and fitness. I've got Nathan Styles and the beautiful Phoebe Goodwin. But what I want to do is I want to give them the chance to introduce themselves. So over to you, Nathan, first.
Thank you very much for having us on. It's been a pleasure. It was a bit of a struggle finding it, but we got there in the end.
Nathan, if there's one thing that I've learned about you guys is that you're never going to be on time for anything. So we booked this studio specifically for an extra hour because we knew that you would be late.
Yeah, but thank you for having us on. So introducing myself, I'm an IFBB Open Pro Bodybuilder, turned professional in 2022. I've been competing since 2015, and I will be making my professional debut this year in September. So Italy will be the first show of the season, which is in Milan.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. And then a UK show, and then potentially a show in the States. So busy season.
Wow. Okay. So we see if we can top that, Phoebe.
So, I am Phoebe Goodwin, IFBB Bikini Pro, and I also won my pro card in 2022. Nathan won it first, though, because obviously he's a better bodybuilder.
Oh, don't do this. Just because he's here, don't really think. I know the truth.
He's a big boy. And I also coach for Good Style Coaching, both mine and Nathan's brand, our coaching brand. I am also a posing coach, so I teach both male and female athletes how to pose, whether they are doing a competition or if they're doing a photo shoot. So that's part of my posing business. I am also going to be competing this year, but it won't be my first pro season. It'll be my second.
Fantastic.
I think I'm going to do the same shows as Nathan, potentially. It's in the timeline.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
Nate's like, no.
I might let him go first and do Italy on his own.
Yeah.
It's Milan. Go shopping.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
She's definitely good at that.
I did say, I might let you go to Italy on your own and just have that as your first show. And he was like, no, I need you there. You do everything.
Yeah, she looks after me. And I need a carer most of the time.
Well, it's nice if you turn up on time as well.
That was him putting the wrong address in as well.
Yeah.
I'm not even getting in the middle of a domestic here, guys. I was supposed to go.
Don't hold it as against.
Yeah. Okay, then just on that, then you talk about, you being there to support and vice versa. I take it you're each of a support system, and you mentioned about maybe doing it at the same time, maybe competing at the same time. How does your household look when you two are both prepping for a competition? And I don't mean physically, I mean emotionally and mentally, and because from what I hear, prepping is so difficult that it really does affect you as a person and your personality. How does that go times two? Do you argue? Do you fight?
Shall I go first?
No, I'll go first.
Because I want to say how I think
Okay,
it goes.
go on then.
Oh God, they're both prepping.
So-
Not yet, we're not.
No, we're not. But I think the household, when we're prepping, is actually, especially for the first probably 10 to 12 weeks, is actually a lot more efficient and a lot better because I'm a lot more
On
proactive.
Big Nathan's behalf. He does stuff.
Yeah, I actually move more and do stuff.
Okay.
I mean, we've done this a good few years now together, so I think we've experienced the what not to do's and we've sort of we've been through the mill a few times where we've seen how each other are affected by prep, and we know how to deal with it and know how to handle each other's sort of mood swings potentially, which you don't have any really, do you? You're still happy all the way through. I get a little bit.
I can imagine Phoebe is happy all the way
Yeah,
through.
she is. She's
just in general in life.
Yeah. She's such an easy prepper. Like she's still got a smile on her face right at the end. I get a little bit more. I'm not funny. I just get a little bit more like blinkered on and just zoned in. I'll let you go on. What do you think the household is like?
I think we've kind of like mastered it now just from more experience of both of us prepping together. But I think with me like being happy, I think maybe the first year I started to maybe react with Nathan's reactions of obviously being short and stuff. But that's not me. So then the following preps, I went back to just being me all the way through. So say if Nathan maybe was a little bit short, I just don't react, and it's just doesn't turn into an argument.
Yeah.
Can I ask a personal question here?
Yes.
Has it ever gotten to the point where you've just kind of, where it really has tested your relationship? And this is just during prep. Like, has it gotten to the point where it's tested you and you've both kind of been like, oh, this is tough?
The first ever season, first
Yeah.
ever year, I'd say.
Yeah, because
It was very new.
yeah, it was very new. The relationship with like prepping something completely new for you. I'd prepped I'd prepped before, so it was my second time prepping. But prepping together in a new relationship was very testing.
Mm.
And I think as well, like now our lifestyle kind of revolves around bodybuilding, whereas before it didn't. So
Yeah, we both have full-time jobs as well.
Well, not that we don't work full time now, but it was.
But we manage our own time now.
Yeah. So it's a little bit different now, and we can prioritize our bodybuilding and recovery and routine a little bit more than what we could have. So we were probably sleep deprived as well, wasn't we?
Yeah, it was a tough one. It was definitely testing. I don't think it ever got to the point where it was like gonna
make or break
the relationship.
Yeah,
but it definitely tested us.
Yeah.
So how long have you, I know you both started off as personal trainers, didn't you? You both started off as PTs. How long have you both been bodybuilding?
Competitive bodybuilding. I've been bodybuilding since 2015, so 9 years, as in competing.
Yeah.
But I would say I've been properly bodybuilding for like 15.
Wow.
Yeah, 15, if not more. I mean, I started the gym as soon as I left school, but whether I was just training or bodybuilding is like there's a crossover. I think once I got to about 21.
I think every 17-year-old boy thinks that when they go to the gym, they're bodybuilding.
Yeah, but it's a little bit different.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different. So talking about the training then, how has your training evolved since you started bodybuilding?
It's evolved quite a bit, to be fair. There's a lot more information out there now. So there's a lot more information to take. When I first started training, I used to just go and train my chest and biceps 3 times a week and go and sit in sauna with lads after. And
oh God, it sounds like heaven. Oh my, I might start bodybuilding.
But yeah, I think it started. My training then developed after like looking at magazines and seeing what other people was doing, and you gain knowledge from other people. But I used to train every day, like literally every day, and I don't think that wasn't the smartest way to do it initially. So now my training has definitely developed in terms of I understand how to prioritize recovery, what my body needs, what I can get away with, and yeah, there's a lot more thought process goes into it now other than just going in the gym and training.
Fantastic. Phoebe, I guess it's going to be a bit similar to you as well, isn't it? But my big thing for you is you're a dancer. That's your background, isn't it?
Yes.
You're a dancer. So how easy was that to cross over those transferable skills into strictly training with dancing to then being disciplined to train for bodybuilding?
I'd say rather than kind of like the training, because I was already, even though I was dancing, I already trained as well. So I'd say it was more transferable to the kind of posing and the stage side of it rather than my actual training. I suppose it is kind of like discipline towards training as well. Maybe more so my stretching and mobility rather than the actual lifting weights and resistance. But I definitely think that that's why I ended up just stepping on stage with Nathan, because I was like, well, it's just standing on stage, isn't it? I do that all the time at dancing. So I think that's why I just stepped into a prep and kind of fell into bodybuilding.
Yeah. So when we talk about bodybuilding, when we talk about female bodybuilding, you know, the male side of bodybuilding is seen as alpha. It's seen as, that is, you know, the Greek god of what a real man should look like. I'm going to get hated on for saying real man. Of what a real man would look like. How do you navigate the stereotypes of a female bodybuilder who, when we've got masculinity and femininity, how are you navigating those stereotypes? Because for me, looking at you, I think you look great. First thing I said to you today was how beautiful you look.
Thank you, darling.
And you're welcome. She didn't say it back, but I mean, I'm not here for the compliments. It's fine. But how are you navigating that? Do you get that? Do you get you know, because you're the bikini pro, which is a slightly more feminine figure, it's a slightly more feminine look. But do you still have those people that go, "Oh, why do you want to look so manly and muscular?" And do you get that?
I think obviously, like you've kind of covered on with obviously me being bikini, and I think now with there being different classes and different musculature in each class, it allows for us to fit in different places. But I feel normal. But then when I'm with my friends, I'm like, I'm so much bigger than them. I'm not massive, but I am so much bigger than them. And that's when it makes me realise I do hold quite a bit of muscle when I'm next to my friends or people that don't train as such. But I generally tend to get comments when I'm leaner. And it tends to be on like social media, like, look at her arms. Not that my arms are big. Or they might say, is that a he or a she? Very, very rare.
Have you?
I've had it probably 3 times. Yeah, but when I'm lean, and I think it was like when I'm lean and got my tan on and like the day before show, people just like to comment, don't they? But that was probably, it was literally 3 times. But apart from that, maybe it was more so when I first started, because it was more so transitioning to putting the tissue on, and it was more training in a commercial gym rather than a bodybuilding gym.
Yeah.
And that's when people used to say the most, like, "Oh, why do you want to put so much muscle on?" Or "Why are you doing it?"
Yeah, I liked you there before.
You used to look really pretty before. That's a word that people used to say, pretty. It used to be like,
skinny as well.
Yeah, used to be so skinny.
You know, I think when I think about that, and it's such a dangerous word to use, is you used to be so pretty.
Yeah.
It's like that's so completely and utterly irrelevant to any of it. You're not training your face.
Yeah.
You know, so you're pretty anyway, and you'll always continue to be pretty. But it's you're training your body. And you mentioned about, you know, being with the girls and being with your friends and, you know, noticing that you're bigger. Has that ever caused you to kind of have any body issues and any of that, you know?
I'd be lying if I said it didn't.
How do you cope with that?
I think, like, with experience of obviously going up in scale weight, obviously going through my off seasons and not, I think you find what works for you. And for me, it's spending more money on new clothes so that I feel better in different outfits. Or say, for instance, if I'm like now at this kind of body weight, I met my friends the other week, I wore a long sleeve dress so I didn't have my arms out, I wore black. It's like things like that. Or maybe I'd stick to wearing something tighter so that it didn't make me look bigger.
So do you do that consciously? Do you?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And is that for yourself, or is it because you're knowing you're going out with a group of girls who don't train and, you know, don't do that? And what you don't want to do is you don't want to stick out and be like, oh, God, look, I already look even bigger and more, you know, muscular. Because I'm not going to use the word masculine because I genuinely don't think that, honestly. But, you know, it's about looking more muscular. And you're right. People are going to just automatically go, God, she's big. Like, and you say that to someone and somebody would automatically be like, oh my God, do they think I'm fat? Do they think like, but you know, it's really easy to use these words that you go, oh, she's big. Whereas we get a very small percentage of people go, oh, do you train? You look really good. Like, you know, and train and stuff. But it feels to me that there are times when you're covering up your arms and your shoulders and your body because you just don't want people to kind of say that you're sticking out for those reasons. And I think that's a bit of a bitter side of, I guess, training, isn't it? And bodybuilding, because nobody would say anything if you were slim. Nobody would say anything, you know, if you had this curves and all of those stuff, which you do have. Yeah. But as you say, when you're training, your body is changing. You're adjusting to what you need to be at. Yeah. So I think that's a bit of a tough one, but I just think you look great.
Thank you.
I think it's also dependent on where you're going, like, and who you sort of kind of mixing with. So, like, for instance, we've got a wedding this weekend where we're back with, like, as friends and stuff like that, where you'll probably pick an outfit what would probably make you, like, downsize you a little bit. Whereas if we go to a bodybuilding show at a weekend, or we go to an expo, which we're doing next weekend.
Do you want to look like the biggest one there?
Well, no, I will show probably a bit more skin.
But you'll show more skin. You feel comfortable around other people who are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Like when you go to the gym.
I'll probably be small there.
Yeah. Well, you will, yeah.
I will be.
It's mad, isn't it? Because on one side of your life, you're trying to not be the biggest, and then on the other side of it you're trying to be big and you're trying to be the biggest, so you're like
worked hard for it.
Exactly. And I think that's the thing, you put so much effort and hard work into it, and it isn't just about going to the gym and lifting weights. And I think that, look at me like I'm an expert, there's food is involved. But it's not just about going to the gym and lifting weights, it's about having a real discipline to it. And you eat loads because you need to, not because you want to.
Yeah, no,
Am I right?
I definitely don't want to.
You eat loads because you need to. Is there ever a point apart for you when body issue comes into it, especially as one of the bigger guys, as one of the more well-known guys, more well-respected guys? Do you feel like you have to constantly do 100% and then some?
Yeah. There's a lot of, and I'd be lying if I say that I've struggled body image wise. From a mental aspect, massively. Again, I think it depends on the space that you're in. So I get quite socially anxious when I'm out when I say with normal people, but
the low lives like us.
Like obviously, I know I'm a larger human. There's not a lot of people who are 6'3", 6'4", and weighing over 300 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, as I've got bigger over the years, I notice people like staring or looking at me. Some people like that. I don't. I am actually quite introverted, and I can tell when people are looking. Yeah, I think it does affect me a little bit, not in a positive way. Mm-hmm. It's different again when I'm at an expo or a gym where I feel comfortable with other people and from the same environment. That doesn't cross my mind.
What does your support system look like for that? And who does your support system? You don't need to name names, but what does it look like, and how do you lean on them?
Phoebe's a massive support, and always has been, like from day one, because I know that I've changed, like how I physically look, and my appearance has changed. Like when we first met, like I looked a lot different.
He was a pretty boy.
I was.
I've seen
how they
the
say
pictures.
pretty boy.
Yeah. So obviously, as you get bigger, you do change physically. Yeah, I look older. Obviously, I've got older, but I actually look older. I can accept that, and I'm proud of what I've achieved so far. And I know that I've not got that many years left doing it. So I know that in
bodybuilding, guys, by the way, he's not dying.
I'm not dying.
Yeah.
No, but I'm like pushing myself to the extreme. I've not got that long left doing it. So I know that when I come back down, that's going to be refreshing and nice.
So you talk about people looking at you and staring at you. What's the worst thing somebody can say to you?
How much do you bench?
No, I do get those questions a lot. It's so strange. Like people follow your journey, like on social media, and I will put something on, like a physique update, because people like to keep updated, and I'll put a physique update on, and I will get so many positive comments from people in my space, but then I will also get negative comments. Now I've got a little bit sort of more well-known socially. Mm-hmm. I'll also get some negative comments, and they do kind of affect you, but I kind of just, and I know that they're coming.
It's that really, really weird world that we live in, isn't it? Where you can have 20 amazing comments. You can have, you look great. It's the best you've ever looked. I wish I looked like you. Yeah. You're fantastic. You're my role model. And then you get one that goes, God,
why would you want to look?
Yeah. Why are you standing in your pants for?
Yeah. Why would you want to look like that?
And it's that one comment that you'll take away.
Yeah.
It's that one comment that you'll take away from. And I think no matter what field you're in, no matter what sport, no matter what profession you're in, and no matter just anything, it's something that I think we are opening ourselves up to.
Oh, definitely.
It doesn't. Me saying that doesn't make it right. Me saying that doesn't mean it's okay for people to get on the internet and start slagging off somebody else, And this is a person that works and has put their life into getting to this stage of their life and this size and this this physique, and for some fat old geezer to sit at home and just go, well, it looks like a knob anyway because it's in his pants. Chances are you look like even more of a knob in your pants. It's really, but it's easy for us to sit here and say this in this safe space, to say this and going, but when we're on our own,
Oh,
and
yeah.
we're scrolling through the comments and we see that comment, and then you go, like, and then you drive to the gym and it's in your head, and then you're showering and it's in your head.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's so tough. But that's the reason I ask about your support system. And I think in bodybuilding, from what I've seen, there seems to be a community.
There is a community, and the support system that I've got, like my training partner, my sponsors, people around me in that community, and even my friends, like my close friends who I've been friends with for years, who are not involved in bodybuilding, but also understand why I'm doing it and what I'm doing it for, and know that there is a sort of shelf life on it. And once that's done, I'll kind of be back to the old Nath. I'll be honest with you, one of the biggest psychological difficulties with being the size that I am is being comfortable in what I'm wearing, which is massive. So finding clothes that I feel good in is very, very few and far between. That's difficult, and I get stressed quite a lot, don't I?
Yeah.
If we're going
numerous times, I'm not going.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Welcome to the world of a gay man. Good. I'm glad you do. I'm glad you go through it.
But no, honestly, like I've been. It's been to the point where I've put things on. I'm like, oh my god, I look terrible.
I just have to buy stuff and hope that something will
Yeah,
fit.
I hate doing.
He won't go shopping or do anything or spend money because he doesn't like trying things on.
Yeah.
Weddings.
Yeah, it's
how tough is it? Because you were at a wedding where you were kind of part of the groom's party, and I remember I was there. I
was sweating,
feeling so sorry for you, so bad for you, and just thinking, you know, this. And were you doing prep then as well? Weren't you?
I was in prep. Yeah.
So I just remember seeing you and being like, "Oh, this poor guy! Like this poor guy." Everyone else was wearing like the exact same suits and whatever, and it was almost like you were like wearing a tailor-made suit. For you just to try and be like, I'm here, but I can't eat, I can't drink, I can't do it. I'm sweating. I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
What makes it worth it for you?
I mean, it's one day, even though I'm uncomfortable for one day. Do you know what? I'm like, what makes it worth it? I'm like, what does make it?
You've got to do this for a reason.
Yeah. It's just the love of it. There's more than there's not one reason. I can't put my finger on one thing and say it's getting on the stage at the end, because I don't think it is. I think it's knowing that I've got the discipline and the mindset and the work ethic to do what a lot of people can't do.
Nope.
And I just like challenging myself and trying to improve. And this is what I've found that I'm good at. So I just keep trying to improve and be better on that.
Very personal question now. Say you lost the ability to train tomorrow.
Yes.
You know, hands down, how would that affect you? Some people have been like, oh, you know, I'll just live in my fat glory. But
that would be, I think until you're in the position, I don't think you know how you would handle it. I don't think I'd handle it well at all, because training is the main thing that I do this for, the love of training. My training will obviously change once I finish bodybuilding, like how I approach training and what I do, but if I didn't have the ability to do some form of physical exercise and train in some capacity, I think it'd be very difficult to manage mentally.
So, question for you both then here, injury prevention. Now, I'm a very, very big advocate for getting injured at the gym. Not intentionally, I'll be honest, not intentionally. It just happens when not usually when I go there. But injury prevention, let's talk about injury prevention. You guys lift huge weights. You know, you were exercising almost daily, sometimes twice a day and all of that. How do you go down the route of injury prevention?
So, obviously, one of the main things is when you are training, you need to make sure that you are training with the correct form and execution, as if you are not, that's potentially where most people will be getting injured. Obviously, doing your warm-ups, your mobility, your activation before, your stretching afterwards, and taking care outside of the gym as well. I don't know if you have a massage, sports therapy.
Me personally?
Yeah.
Oh, all the time.
Sports massage or doing your own rehab work if you've got to do that. And yeah, just taking care of yourself.
Yeah. I think recovery is a big big
thing.
factor. I think people underestimate the power of like things just like sleep.
Yeah.
Like training when you're under rested, under sort of fed in terms of nutritionally, that's when you'll generally pick up injuries because your body's not
hydrated enough.
Yeah, not hydrated enough. But yeah, a lot of it is down to, especially when you start lifting weights and you're putting resistance on your muscles, your ligaments, your tendons, your joints. If you're not lifting with the correct form, that's when injuries will happen.
Absolutely. So how long what's the longest you've been out for? You were injured recently, weren't you?
Nathan gets quite a few niggles and injuries.
It's his age.
Yeah, well, as I've got older, into my sort of early 30s, mid 30s, that's when I've started picking up a few niggles.
Mate, you're 46.
I know. Don't tell anyone. I do look 46. But no, it's I expect it now doing what I'm doing at the body weight that I am, because it's not a natural body weight to be at. My body's under a lot of stress on a daily basis, just walking around. So I do pick up little niggles, shoulders, knees, things like that, back. So yeah, there's always like little niggles that I have to either work around or make sure that I stay on top of with like sports therapy. I have 2 sports therapy sessions a week just to stay on top of my sort of injuries. And
what's the longest you've been out for?
The longest I've been out with bodybuilding?
Yeah.
Touch wood, I've not had a massively serious injury where I've been out completely, like not being able to train completely. I think probably 2 weeks when I had my hernia surgery. Previous to that was football. I had 2 bad knee operations. So
this is why people shouldn't play football.
Yeah.
So I was out longer playing football than I have been bodybuilding. There's been like a few injuries where I partially tore my pec. So I was out probably completely for about 5 days out of the gym. But then I went back into the gym and I trained my legs and I trained my left side of my body. So I didn't.
Do you have like a big left side of your body and a small right side of your body?
So no, it's actually proven that if you train your opposite side, it will help recover. Yeah.
Blood flow.
Blood flow. Yeah. So I still trained. So my hernia surgery, I was probably about 2 weeks out of the gym.
Did you not hurt your back 1 year?
Yeah, but I don't think I was completely out of the gym.
It's a Christmas present.
Maybe like a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But
I think it was a bit more. How long was you out for your hernia?
Hernia was 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think back might have been similar.
I think it's been like a couple of weeks where I've been completely out of the gym on maybe a couple of occasions, but touch wood, I've always been able to do something.
Yeah.
So after like 3 or 4 days out, then I've like gone back in and gradually started going back in. But
I want to move on now to the pro side of things. So IFBB.
Yep.
Can we, just for the folks at home, can we tell them what IFBB stands for?
International Federation of Bodybuilding. Is that right?
He did not know that. That's why I was thinking, come on now, come on.
Yeah, that is good. That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Well done, Pete. So I want to talk about pro. How long have you both had your pro cards?
Since 2022.
Yeah.
2022, okay.
September and November.
Yeah.
Who was September?
Me.
You. And then November.
That's the one.
So don't do this. Stop encouraging
I was
him.
just lucky.
So talk me through a show day. How you're feeling, how you're looking, and how you are wanting it to be over.
Yeah.
Talk me through the day.
Again, experiencing multiple show days over the years, I think your show days change. So like the first couple of show days, like you don't know what to expect. You're nervous. Like, do I look all right? Do I not look all right? Like, nerves probably get the better of you. Should I eat? Should I not eat? Should I drink? Should I not drink? Like, what do I do? Now, because like we're experienced, show days now are a little bit different because all the hard work's done. Like, you've had 16, 20 weeks of preparation. So whatever's gone before, you can't undo. So that's it. You just need to kind of be in the moment. And I just try to enjoy the day now as much as I can. They're quite relaxed days, really.
Yeah.
Not a single person that I've ever seen on a show day looks relaxed.
I think...
You are very relaxed. She's so chilled.
Like Superwoman.
Yeah,
I send him off to... So if he's not competing and I am, I send him to the gym and you go and train, don't you?
She's like, just leave me alone. I'll do my hair. I'll do my makeup. I'm just going to do this. I'm like... She's so chilled.
Can we take notes here on how to be the most chilled out... Are you really a psychopath?
No,
she's not. Well, I've not found out yet. It's been 8 years. I mean, there's still time, but...
Well, Harold Shipman was a murderer
Yeah.
for a long time, right? And he was a GP. No one knew, right?
But even competitors who you've competed with backstage, like girls who we know, like they've commented and like, Phoebe's just like a breath of fresh air backstage. She just kept me so calm, just like a vibe and an aura. I'm panicking and like...
Yeah, somebody actually, I was stood waiting to go on. It was last year in the France Pro Show, so we was all competing as pros. We was all pros. We was backstage and I was literally stood waiting to go on. I think there was 3 girls in front and there must have been about 15 behind. A girl cut one of the athletes against me. She come and grabbed my arm. She went, Phoebe, I just want to stand next to you because your vibe is just so calming and you're not even doing anything.
What a great
I was
thing
like,
to have.
just stood here.
I don't think that's got enough justice it deserves. Like, what an amazing thing to have.
she's got a really good aura about her. I mean, you kind of just gravitate. That's why I said when you said, I think I'll just let you go to Italy yourself. I'm like, no, you won't. You need to come with me. You're going to keep my head on.
Okay, so if you're that calm throughout it all, and you're this aura of anxiety releasing, just the oracle. What happens when you get to the judging side of it, when you're getting judged? Do you then start to
get a bit nervous when I'm on stage. So I got the most nervous in a long time in the season that's just gone in the Budapest show, and I think it was just because of the calibre of judges that was in front of, and I think because I was still a little bit in the unknown and stuff of if I was 100% fitting in the bikini class and stuff like that. But hopefully, like now I know that I'm definitely bikini, I can go back to putting my
you had a little bit.
On.
I think you had a little bit of self-doubt last year. Like, and I think you always do when you make that, because the jump from amateur to professional is massive. There's a big gap. That's why I've not competed for 2 years, because I knew when I turned pro that I wasn't ready to stand on stage as a pro and be competitive. So that's why I've took 2 years to try and improve. And I still think there's that little bit of self-doubt, like, am I actually good enough? Am I good enough? I mean, you can only be as good as what you can be.
Absolutely.
But you still have got that doubt, because now you are in the elite category. And I think you had that a little bit last year.
Yeah.
On that, right? Okay, this is probably going to get me really hated for what I'm about to say, because people are going to sit here and go, he ain't even a professional bodybuilder, he don't even train at the gym. What does he know? So there was I think it was a couple of years ago.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you had competed, and I don't think you placed, or you hadn't placed very high. This is my professional bodybuilding knowledge. You hadn't placed that very high, and I had seen the competition.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, as somebody with maybe just not professional eyes, it blew my mind that you didn't.
I know which one you're talking about, I think.
And it really surprised me. And this brings me to this question that I want to ask you. It seems that over the years, judging for the female bodybuilding side of things has shifted as to what they're looking for, as to what they're looking at. So you then went away from that, having not placed, having not, been successful in that point. I still think you were successful to even be on the stage, just so you're aware.
Thank you.
But you came away from that, you trained your ass off to get to exactly what they were looking for, and then you placed.
Yeah.
Where is that change of the judging criteria?
I'd say the calibre of athletes has changed, so the judging criteria has kind of been forced to change, like over the years. But also, I think the judges can only judge what's in front of them. So say if you was at a standard of an athlete and you was against X amount of girls that wasn't, you are going to look like an outlier.
Oof.
So potentially, it doesn't always work in your favour if you are to look a certain way next to others. Let's say one show, some of the girls was very, very small and petite, and usually it's in height classes A to H. So I'm H, obviously the tallest, and it was A to C. So
as an H, you were in A to C?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So being against really short and not so muscular, me going in probably a little bit too full and holding more tissue anyway.
Stood out for the wrong reasons.
I stood out for the wrong reasons because I didn't fit in with those. So I would have either had to win or come last.
Mm.
And came last. But
it still blows my mind. And you know, I don't care who's sitting at home going, he knows goal. I don't care.
Yeah.
It blows my mind.
But I suppose because I'm not the type of person to let that affect me and give up and hang my heels up and say, right,
I've been powerbombing people through the bloody table.
Yeah.
Like, no. It doesn't seem fair, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't seem fair that you can go, and I can say this, you don't need to say this, by the way. It doesn't seem fair that you can go against people less visibly appealing as you just because there's more of them. Just because they're a majority and you're the minority. So they go, oh, we'll judge everyone that's looking like this. And then she's just not in that category. Sorry, but she's not in that caliber. So what we'll do, instead of going, you're above that, we'll just place you last. Yeah. To me, it just doesn't seem fair.
Yeah.
It's a strange one because I know the show that you're talking about as well, because you got feedback from the panel of judges after, and the judge said, you're not bikini. You should move to figure. And then, obviously, you've gone away. You've done what you've needed to do. You've won your Bikini Pro card, and now you need more muscle to be bikini.
Yeah.
So the feedback now is, and you've got bigger since then.
I've got bigger.
It was just that on that day,
they were small and petite.
Yeah, we don't think you're bikini. We don't think you fit the bikini criteria. And now the feedback is, as a pro, you need more arms, you need more delts, you need more glutes. So it's a strange one how it's shifted, but it's obviously,
and the levels, how they change.
Yeah, the criteria has shifted.
Well, it still pissed me off. So let them come knocking on my door, I don't care. So, Nate, okay, let's go on to a very controversial topic, because I'll go off on that one otherwise, Phoebes, and I won't stop. Right, let's go into a bit of a controversial one. Performance-enhancing drugs.
Yep.
And steroids.
Yep.
Very controversial.
Yep.
I think every single person, whether you train or don't train, has an opinion on steroids.
Yes, they do.
And we all know the usual opinion. So what are your thoughts on kind of the drug testing side of it and the use of performance enhancing drugs in the sport of bodybuilding?
Well, obviously I'm a lifetime natural. No, obviously I use performance enhancement, and I have done since I was 23. Mm-hmm. On and off. I had a spell where from 24 to 27 I didn't, and then I started using again at 27. I've always tried to do things as sensibly as I possibly could. I've always had my blood work done. I've always had a coach who had a very good understanding of the mechanisms and how they affect you and the side effects, and I've always looked after my health, kept my cardio. Obviously, we're using performance enhancement, using anabolic steroids are always going to have a detrimental effect on your health, but it's just mitigating those risks. And it's a risk versus reward kind of scenario. Are you willing to take the risk for the potential rewards over a period of time, as long as it's not going to severely affect you later down the line? And if you are, then you've got to live with that choice. And if you're not, then that's fine. But when it comes to drug testing in sports, there are natural federations which are tested. And for those people who aren't willing to go down that route, mm-hmm. they can compete with the natural federations. But
would they be as big as you?
No, it's impossible. It is. Yeah. They do everything else the same. The training doesn't change. The way they eat doesn't change. The way that they can recover and build muscle does change. Mm-hmm. So the recovery capabilities aren't as quick. So their ability to put on muscle quicker is just not there.
What's the biggest myth about steroids? Can I ask a question?
I know. Yeah. So I've.
Oh no, I weren't going to ask about your penis.
Yeah, go on.
We're not all interested in your penis.
But no, it doesn't make it smaller.
I
love the fact that you both thought that's where my mind was going. My mind's not in the gutter today, thank you very much.
It may look smaller because my legs have got bigger.
Yeah, that old chestnut. That's what I say when my belly gets bigger. I was going to ask, if I went on steroids tomorrow, would I be massive in 2 weeks?
No.
That's a myth, isn't it?
That's a myth, yeah. Yeah, so they are the icing on the cake. Everything else has got to be right.
Yeah.
So your nutrition's got to be on point, your training's got to be on point, your recovery's got to be on point. And everybody's genetically different to how they will respond to them. Mm-hmm. Some people will respond very, very well. some won't. And that's when you find out whether you are kind of built for bodybuilding, for building muscle.
So can we say that again for the kids at home? Just because you're on steroids, you still have to put in the work. You will not get massive.
Oh, yeah.
Because, oh my God.
The work ethic doesn't change.
Do you find that as the size of you that you are, the first thing that somebody goes to you is
What you take in?
what you take in?
Yeah.
What you want. Like, it's the first. They don't go how much, like how hard do you train? They just go, we're taking.
Yeah.
Because they think that you started injecting steroids into you and now you're that big.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I was 17 stone natural. Like naturally, I was sort of probably built for building muscle. So I was a big lad anyway before I even started taking them. So yeah, it is a misconception. I've seen so many people do it and just jump on and take them and not really change because everything else is not there.
I think they have this preconceived notion. Like, remember when Popeye used to eat the spinach and then get massive?
Yeah, that's what.
That's what they do with steroids. They just go, if I just jab, I'm going to be like huge.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm going to be massive. So I think I'm glad we've cleared that myth.
Yeah.
So I can come off the gear now.
You can come off, mate, yeah.
Thanks, because the mood swings are driving me mad, mate.
Road rage.
and on that as well, I think what steroids do is they will just amplify whatever type of personality traits that you've got. So when people say, "Oh, you'll get road rage," I'm not an angry person.
No, I am,
and I don't get angry.
Oh, I do.
So I think if you're a knob, you'll just
Or a hothead.
Yeah,
it's probably the best way to put it. Thank you.
If you take steroids, it'll probably just amplify that a little bit. So.
Okay, good to know. Right, I'm coming off the gear tomorrow. That's fine. No problem with that. Phoebes.
Yes.
Talk to me about female bodybuilders. Talk to me about who you look up to. Who are your inspirations?
I didn't really have that many.
They're all sitting at home now going, what a bitch.
Not like that. I'm not like a fangirly person of anything. Do you know like how people have like celebrity crushes?
Yeah,
and
loads. I used to like Ben from A1, by the way. That was my...
A1?
You're far too young.
Yeah,
you're far too young.
Yeah.
Don't sit in here and insult me.
Or like even singers. And there's...
Ben was a singer.
I don't have favourites, do I?
And we've covered this quite a few times, but Phoebe doesn't know anyone.
See, I like somebody who don't know nothing about their job.
Yeah.
But do really well at it. Yeah. That's my kind of person, That's a natural talent.
But do you know, like, she's like, if you're speaking about actors and actresses and things like that, you know, oh, so-and-so who's in such film. She's like, I don't know who that is. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know who that is? Have you ever played Articulate?
No, I haven't.
That's a great game.
It's not going to be.
So there's a game called Articulate, and there's a category of people in there. So you'll pick a card up, and you're in a team, and you have to try and give clues to who that person is. So you might get
hard.
Well, it's difficult for Phoebe because she doesn't know anyone.
Yeah, I'm still living in the 90s though, so nobody's going to know who I am unless it's somebody from Coronation Street, like bloody Vera Duckworth. So there's no point.
So. Yeah, so even though I don't know many people, obviously, like the current Miss Olympias, Mr. Olympias, and I go and watch the Olympia and stuff, so I'm more about current athletes rather than I've got a past inspiration. I'd probably say like Laura Lee. So she's a bikini pro, so she's not actually won Bikini Olympia yet. She's not been Miss Bikini Olympia, but she has frequently, she's got the physique to win it. She 100% could win. But she frequently keeps not quite hitting the mark, but she doesn't give up. She keeps coming back and she takes every losses and comes back better and tries to improve or does improve, but just sometimes doesn't hit the mark with her package on show day, does she?
Yeah.
But it doesn't make her stop.
Do you think that there is a kind of a lack of representation of female bodybuilders or female trainers in the mainstream media today? I mean, we see loads of the men that do all of these bodybuilding and do all of these strong men and all of those side of things, but I feel like we see a lack of women doing it.
I feel like now, more and more women are getting more of an equal opportunity to kind of get sponsors, promote different brands, be at the shows. But I do think, obviously, bodybuilding is always going to be the pinnacle, and because they are the most extreme. So I do think they're always going to have a slight upper hand with that.
Yeah, I think it's like open bodybuilding. They are the freaks.
Yes.
Something that's away from the norm. So I think people are drawn to that a little bit more. So that's potentially why there's they draw a bigger crowd. So with that comes money. It's a business at the end of the day. So I think it's financially driven.
So you're trying to say men make more money than women?
I'm not trying to say
what
that.
What kind of chauvinistic pig that is on here now? Ladies at home.
Sorry, ladies.
Start burning your bras, because this ain't
But, I mean...
They get paid more for the bodybuilding shows. Like the prize money is massive.
Yeah. It's a difficult one to take, and for women, I think it is. And I think in the industry now, you have got definitely more of a foothold in the industry.
I feel like I do, because I come along with Nathan.
Yeah, but which is great to see, and like it's still as I can still sort of appreciate the effort and the hard work that goes into every single class. But I think obviously because the male bodybuilders just look so different to the norm, that's where the draw is. There's been so many debates about sort of standardising the prize money, like the prize money should be equal across all classes. And then there's the argument that, well, people tune in and pay more money to come and watch this class than that class, so that class should get more money. So it's one of those. But then again, it's like, well, all the classes make up the bodybuilding industry, so it's a difficult one.
You know why I blame, don't you? The gays. They are only here to watch the men in pants. I'm sorry, Phoebe, but I blame them. They're the biggest. They're the ones that tune in. Yeah. Honest to God, I'm telling you. I was going to go down that route then, and I thought to myself, it's probably best not, because we've got most people, gays have tuned out now because you've still got your top on. So there is absolutely no point in carrying on about them. But my final question then, Phoebe, to you, as a female professional bodybuilder, what message do you hope to convey to other women who may be interested in getting into professional bodybuilding or bodybuilding in general?
So say if they are fully new to it, make sure that you are doing it for yourself and that you enjoy it. And if you are enjoying it and you wanting to continue and progress, know that you are probably going to have to make some sacrifices of something, whether that's social events or changing friendship circles maybe to get to where you want to be, and having a good support network.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you two, I think, are so lucky. You're in a relationship where you both understand the highs and the lows, because it's not just all highs. You know, you've both been through some lows, you know, within this whole cycle of being pros, but even just building up to being pros as well. I think that's like, you know, there's a lot more losses there, isn't there?
Oh, God, yeah.
And to have each other to support each other through that as well. I remember that when I keep going back to this incident because it really annoys me. It drives me mad. And well, I can't find, don't care. But it just, I remember the amount of support that Nath was giving you on social media and really praising you and really being that backbone to you, like when that happened. And I think it's so special to see that and to have that, and vice versa. And vice versa, absolutely. You're his biggest cheerleader. And I think that, you know, it's an inspiration for any young couples. Get in the gym together, you know, work on your mental health in the gym together, train, look great together, you know, push each other and support each other together. And I think that you two are a perfect example of that, and of how the younger generation coming up, if you want something to do, don't just go and sit in McDonald's car park. Yeah. You know, go to the gym. Yeah. Go to the gym and just work out and train and just have that discipline. You know, you'll see your circle of friends change. You'll see you won't want to sit with those people. You won't want to be with those people who have no aspirations or goals or discipline, because that's what this comes down to. It's the discipline to achieve goals. And if you're surrounding yourself with those people, then you're going to be doing exactly the same. Your support system's going to grow, but you're all going to be in wanting the best for each other as well. Definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
Very well put.
You're welcome. I'm an inspirational speaker in my spare time as well. So on that note, I wouldn't say thank you for coming, but however, as you're both aware here, I like to put people against each other because I'm a shit stirring little git, right? So I have a quiz for you both.
Perfect.
And you have a set number of questions each. And what I do want to do initially as well is apologise just in case some of these aren't factually correct. So you'll see what I mean by that. You're right, Babes. You'll see. Babes getting excited already. You'll see what I mean by that when I ask the questions. So I am going to ask you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, I just make sure the 5 questions each. And the person who obviously gets the most questions right is the winner. That's how games usually work, you see. Yeah. You know, call me Stephen Mulhern. And the winner will receive.
Who's that?
Oh, for God's sake!
CITV.
He's on everything.
He's on everything now.
Oh,
Yeah.
turn the channel. He's like Holly Willoughby. Are we allowed to speak about Holly Willoughby on here? Oh, that's fine.
Wow.
We're going to get cancelled.
Oh, no, yeah. I'm not talking about Phil, just Holly. I don't like her either. Right. And the winner gets this mug.
Amazing.
Woo.
Right. And I just want to show this mug to the camera. Amazing mug. Which will be...
Passing the crown.
Yeah, passing the crown. Except it's a mug, because I'm cheap.
Are they available to buy?
They're not available to buy. I'm going to invest into a bunch of cups, am I?
I'm trying to promote.
You promote it. Look at him. These available to buy. Yeah,
Links in the bio.
Yeah, PayPal me. Right, so who wants to go first? Nathan or Phoebes?
I'll go first.
Ladies first. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. So Phoebe, question 1. What is the correct term for the soreness you feel in a muscle approximately 24 hours after an intense workout?
Delayed onset muscle soreness.
Well done. That is right. I have to keep an eye on the scores here because I know you'll cheat. Question 2. The repetition... Now, this is the one that might be a little bit kind of controversial to how it falls with people, okay? So I think it might be person-specific. So to the closest 2... I'll get you, you can have it right. The repetition range most associated with mass building in the world of bodybuilding is now how many?
8 to 12.
Okay, correct. I've got 6 to 8, but I said she can be within 2, which would make it 10. But you said 8. Look at me, Carol Vorderman. Come on, maths. Okay, question 3. When performing the front abdominal thigh pose, the hands are traditionally placed where?
Behind the head.
Correct.
Posing coach.
3 out of 3.
She's doing
I'm
well.
feeling the pressure.
You should be. Yours are really hard.
Oh, right.
During and I'll tell you why after we've done this quiz.
Nathan is clever.
No, oh, God.
Question 4. Can you name 7 members of the royal family? No, that was a joke, by the way. That was a joke. So, during a bodybuilding contest... Harry. He's no longer in the royal family, Phoebes.
No, he's not.
What do you mean?
Oh, bless her. During a bodybuilding contest, there is a point where competitors show off their physique. What is this called?
Sorry.
Could you
I'm
repeat
still
the
thinking
question?
about,
Harry.
Yeah.
She's like, how much are you trying to process it?
Harry's been killed off. During a bodybuilding contest, there is a point where competitors show off their physique. What is this called?
Physique round. Is that what you mean? I don't
No, it's
don't
called
understand.
a pose down.
Oh, in the pose
How
down.
would you have worded that to get the word pose down?
Pose down.
Yeah, it is called pose
He
down.
knew that, so...
But
I knew what you was getting at,
Yeah.
but you're showing off your physique all the way through.
yeah, so that's why I said
Don't
physique
sit here
round.
and question my AI skills.
But I knew what you meant, so I had to
Don't
go that.
question my chat
You should have said
skills.
for a minute, for showing off your physique for a minute, because you are showing it off all the time, weren't you?
60-second pose down.
Question 5, before you crack on. In which round of the competition
Yes.
does a bodybuilder present their unique posing round? Which round is this?
Second round?
It's round 3.
Unique posing.
I suppose it depends on which federation.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. I'll give you half a point for that because that's which one Scott said was going to be
Yeah,
really
so it's
hard.
like, yeah.
Because you have quarter turns, your mandatories, and then... It's
But
I
that
love
can't-
now that Nath knows the answer. He's telling you exactly what it is. Now he knows it because he didn't know it at first.
No, I said 2. I said
Yeah.
second round.
yeah.
Okay, well,
So
after 5...
that's a slight incorrect question.
Next person slags me off for using AI. This is why I should proofread everything. So after 5 questions, you have 3.5 points.
Okay. Yes,
Okay.
3.5.
So Nathan, this is your chance
To pull it back.
to pull it back and to win this coveted, very exclusive mug.
Okay,
You know,
I'm excited.
so don't slag off the mug either. I
No.
want to see this with you. I want to see your
I
pre-workout.
will tag
in
it.
this.
I'll tag you.
Yeah. Oh, look, I'll tag you. Thanks. Thanks. So question number 1.
Yes.
The professional designation for the sport of bodybuilding is...
The professional...
Yeah, the professional designation for the sport of bodybuilding.
What does that mean?
As in which federation? Oh, right, there's multiple, but I'm guessing it's IFBB.
Correct.
Yeah.
What does IFBB mean?
He doesn't know this.
Interracial.
International Federation of Bodybuilding.
Correct.
Correct.
You still just have the 1 point. Right, okay, so this is where your questions get a little bit more tougher.
Okay.
Okay, I gave you that easy one for that, right? So since its inception in 1965, how many men have held the coveted title of Mr. Olympia? And I will give you this to the nearest 3.
Ooh. Since when? 1968?
1965.
Have you got the names there?
No, I just want the number. Don't start making me say names. I'll give you a clue. Arnold Schwarzenegger's definitely one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know who he is. Obviously.
Yeah.
Right, hold on.
Oh.
Chris Dickerson, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Scott, Lee Haney, Frank Zane.
He knows everyone.
If he gets this bang on.
Yeah. True bodybuilder.
Yeah.
This is like a pub quiz question.
Yeah, I mean, pub quiz is the last orders now, how long he's taking.
Oh, God.
I'm going to have to rush you, sir.
I think 15 or 16.
Which one are you going to go with? Because it's to the nearest 3.
I'm going to go 16.
It was 17.
Oh.
I'm really impressed with that.
I am.
Really, really impressed with that.
Okay,
I'm going to
you
give
missed
you the
off.
full point for that.
Yeah.
Just because.
Because you did say a lot of all of those names.
Yeah, I think I may have missed, I'm trying to think which name. I may have missed like the first.
We'll do it in the car.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
going to bother
Home.
me, that.
Yeah.
Just make sure you're following the sat nav though, so you can get lost. What year did Arnold Schwarzenegger first win the Mr. Olympia title?
Whoa. 78?
Unfortunately, no. It was 1970.
Yeah.
I was going to say 69.
Hello.
Hello.
Morning.
Okay, then. How old was he when he won his first title?
Oh, God.
In 1970.
24.
He was 23. So
Really
I'm going to
worse.
give you the point for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this takes you to 3. Okay. In order to win this coveted mug,
Yeah. I need to get this one right.
you need to get this one right. And I know that you will.
This is
Okay.
the last question.
It is his last question. Okay. In fact, I'm going to give you a half point for that one. Just to make it more interesting. What was the last name of the brothers who operate and run the world of professional bodybuilding? Last name?
Mannion.
No. Oh, you got it wrong. Wider.
Well, yeah, Joe Weider did.
Weider or wider?
Joe Weider did with it. But,
Ben Reader.
Brothers.
yeah, but
At the moment.
it's Tyler Mannion and Jim Mannion.
Okay. So, Nathan, you lost. Right. And I really just
Well,
want
is it going to be passed to them?
Well,
They
well,
just
Joe's
did.
not.
Do they still not own it, though? Maybe.
I just want to congratulate you on taking part.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And the other thing is that, Phoebe, as the winner, you win this coveted mug that says on the back, I know more than Nathan Styles.
So she was going to win anyway. This was a fix.
So there you go. Just praying you weren't going to win. So there's the winner of this first ever coveted passing the crown mug. Phoebe, you'll go down in history.
You will
will.
go down in history.
You will go down in
That's
history.
brilliant. I thought mine were a bit harder than yours. I'm like,
You did
God.
so well. I just thought we're going, oh no, it's going to get right.
I just smash it. But I want to thank you both for coming here today. It's always a pleasure to see you both. People don't realise that we're actually quite friendly.
Yeah.
Are we friends?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we're friends. So we're quite say it on camera. I want to thank you both for coming. It's always great to see you.
Thank you.
Coming up from Chesterfield to sunny Birmingham. I appreciate it so much. Being my first guest on the brand new serious episode of Passing the Crown
Thank you for having
with
us.
me,
Thank
Shaka
you.
Khan.
Shaka Khan.
So I just want to thank you both so much, and so much time and love and respect for you both. And I can't wait to see what's next for you both.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Take care.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.